Technical glitch, but we're back. Episode 63 of Stub Luv Live with Jim Marky. Let's run. Episode 63 of Stub Luv Live. We fixed the kink. We're back with Jim Marky. I've never had my computer reset like that before, but here we are about 17 minutes late, but I'm so glad that it's working. Looks like it's working right. Looks like it's looking good, so I'm excited. How are you, Jim?
I'm good. Hey, I love that intro. Love it.
The intro is hot. So I am so excited, Jim. We're like a little bit more than a week away from the National. Man, oh man. I mean, I just feel it. I'm craving it. I'm excited. I want it. I want to get there already.
Go time.
It's definitely go time. So the crazy thing, Jim, is when I think of the National, it's kind of like Las Vegas. Whenever I want to go to Las Vegas, for like a month before I'm ready to go, I'm just craving it. And it's Vegas, baby, Vegas, baby, Vegas, baby. And I get there and I enjoy it for about 3 days. And then I'm dying to get home. Just dying to get home. But I'm super, super excited. I'm excited to have you on. It's so good to have you back. So this will be for you. Your first National setup was 2019 in Chicago. You missed the year in 2020 because of COVID.
Correct.
And now we're back. So that's what, 5 years of you setting up?
So this is number 6. Yep.
This is number 6.
Every year, me and my friend Tom, we set up every year since then.
It's just so cool. I met you back in Atlantic City in 2022. Were you exclusively tickets in Atlantic City or not?
Because we took half a booth and Mike Violi had the other half, so I didn't want to take that much stuff. It was the year before that I switched entirely to tickets. Before that I had split cards and tickets, not thinking tickets were going to pay the bills, but it did. It was good, and then I said I'm just not doing anything other than tickets. A couple of cards to pay for beer. That's about it.
Well, hey, with you guys, man, that's a lot of beer, so that's a lot of cards. I know you guys are sucking them down, but let me tell you something, Jim. Last year at the National in Cleveland, look, there were a lot of ticket guys there. There were a lot of ticket dealers, but far and away, Jim, you had the best stuff. I mean, without a doubt, everyone said it. How did you get all that stuff, Jim? What were you doing?
I mean, I buy all year long. I mean, I put the feelers out. I run some online ads. I get lucky. I try to buy big lots when I can, grade what I can, and I have a huge amount of back inventory. I mean, I just went through today and was finding some things I'll show later that I'm like, I didn't even know I had it. It was raw. So I have so much raw, and I continue to buy. The obvious ones I know, right? But when you find some, WWF debut ticket that you didn't know you had, right? So just refreshing it, and then I had a great year last year, so that adds more fuel. And I go really heavy the first 6 months after the show, and I buy large lots, and then I hit the grading phase, and if I can't get it back before the show, then I hold those as raw, and then come after the show, I'll set about another 100 slabs in, and to kind of rinse and repeat.
I think the two things about Cleveland last year for you, Jim, were you had a lot of amazing stuff, new stuff that we had never seen before. Plus, I also think you had like the double booth, and so your stuff you had a lot. You had a lot of space, a lot of room. You had a powerful location.
I love the spot right across from eBay.
Yeah.
And so, we'll go back to New Jersey when we met. I was splitting the table with Mike, which was a ton of fun. Tom had split O's with Tom, right? We've known each other since we've been, 18. So we have a ton of fun. But I had so much stuff piled on top of stuff that it was, it's just really off putting when you're looking at a case. So, we get 20 cases. Tom would take, 4 or 5 and I'll take the rest. So I could spread it out. And this last year that just worked great because then you could finally see what I had. And I'm so diverse in all sports. I mean, I try to have a little something. What I don't have is, soccer. I mean, I just don't know anything about it, but I've got, wrestling. I got a ton of hockey, I got a ton of NBA, and staple is baseball, right? Where some other vendors just mostly do, 1 or 2 sports. I try to do a little something for everybody, and it comes across.
You had such good hockey stuff last year. You told me on our pregame call that you've got great hockey this year. You had a ton of tremendous vintage baseball. I mean, I think there was traffic at your table literally nonstop the entire time that I was there. And I was there kind of through the morning on Sunday. And I got there Wednesday.
Great location. I tried to get again this year across from a corporate, but they kind of moved the tables a bit. So I'm a bit off the corporate spaces. But it should be still there's not a bad location on the floor. Hopefully the air conditioning is working because at one time it was a hot box. I mean, in the middle of the day on Friday at 2:00, there's nobody at your booth. You realize it's hot. No one wants to stop by, but last year was great.
I remember that. So you've been Atlantic City as a ticket dealer. You've been to Chicago as a ticket dealer. You've been to Cleveland as a ticket dealer. You've been to, AC, Chicago, Cleveland. What's been your best national as a ticket dealer? And then what's maybe been your, least impressive national as a ticket dealer?
I'll go least first, just New Jersey. And I had a good show. I took less inventory, I had less cases. I just didn't enjoy New Jersey going out at night. And, we go to the casino a little bit and we go to dinner, but you really couldn't venture out.
Yeah.
Last year, double the booth size. I just thought everybody was engaged. I thought it was, I have fun. I'm a talker, right? I just love, chatting with people about what they're into. But it was so much fun last year and a great show.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I mean, I've seen you now at a bunch of nationals and your setup was terrific last year. I mean, just really above and beyond. I couldn't believe how good you had it. The tickets were great. The selection was great. The diversity, the variety. You were engaging with the folks that were coming up to your booth. I spent a lot of time just as a hangout place by your booth. I thought it was really cool. I'm hearing we have Chicago this year and then 2 more Chicago years for the national. And then I hear you guys are voting and it's going to be either Atlanta or Detroit thereafter. Where are you heading? Where are you leaning?
Yeah, first of all, I was surprised to see that. I mean, I had heard rumors that Chicago was going to be the anchor and we weren't going to go anywhere else. Happy to see it wasn't New Jersey. Nothing wrong with Jersey. I don't think people are comfortable there. I'm leaning Atlanta. I think it's a whole different set of people that we can draw from. I think Detroit's going to draw a lot from Cleveland and Chicago. I think people that would go to Detroit would have went to those other 2. I think going, the Southeast is a great idea. I'd love to go West Coast. I don't think they'll ever do it. There's a lot of political reasons, from what I understand, but I'm leaning Atlanta. I think it'd be a great town. I'd have a ton of fun.
And I'm leaning Atlanta too, but you know what? I'll tell you, Jim, if they did it in Anaheim like they did some years ago, I wouldn't be opposed to that either, just to try something new and different. So, I'm excited. We're on supposedly still live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. I got to tell people, like the videos if you would, and you got to subscribe. We have like over 1,000 followers on Stub Luv on Instagram. And I need to get more followers here so that we can keep building this channel. And we just started and it's a process, but if you would go ahead and subscribe, that would be real important to us. So let's talk a little bit. You're going to fly in from Dallas on Tuesday into Chicago.
Yeah, I go in late Tuesday. I don't do the early setup. It just doesn't work for my schedule. I'm going in late Tuesday. Taking my 18-year-old son who's heading off to A&M in the fall. So we got here and spent some, father-son time, which I couldn't think of a better thing to do. I've taken my other boy before. And then I'll be in Wednesday morning, first thing, setting up. I think I'll be ready to go by 12 or 1 for people to get early passes. Definitely by 3 o'clock before the crowd comes in. And then it's 5 days, right? Don't check out until Sunday at 4.
Yeah. So it's a long time. So you bring everything ticket wise because you're flying on your carry on. So that's a lot of carry on that you're bringing.
Yeah, I got 2 hard cases and a soft case, and I always get stopped by TSA because it doesn't look like anything normal. And it's funny. The last time they started flipping through it, I thought they're gonna start buying from me.
That's funny. So you rent the cases from someone out in Chicago, so you don't travel with the showcases. They're kind of all set up for you when you get there, right. And you're ready to roll Wednesday around noon. And pretty exciting. I have this. Let me see. This is going to be technically tough, but let me see if I can do it. I'm going to try to share the screen to get this interactive map up. Let me see if I can get it up. Wait a second, Jim. I lost you there. Hold on. There we go. Let's see if I can get it. Not so easy. Let me try one more time. Different layout. Boom. Boom. Okay, let me see if I can get it now. View tab. It says it's sharing it, but I don't. Maybe people can see that. I don't know. I don't know if they can see it or not. But you're booth 2106, and you're calling yourself what? Stubs and Pubs?
Pubs.
Pubs and Stubs. Stubs and Pubs. There you go. And where? So it looks like, based on what I'm seeing here, you're kind of like close to the REA auction area. Is that fair?
Yeah. So there's 2 corporate areas this year. There's one that's up near the traditional floor. If you remember the old one, we just had one big floor back by the red carpet. And then there's the other where the autograph pavilion was last year or 2 years ago, where Mike was. I'm kind of in the middle. So I'm not in the hot box area. I'm just off to the side. I'm 2 or 3 rows from Mark, who was on your show last week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit of a central area for tickets. And not that far from, if you can envision where you are at the entrance, there's a Starbucks and there's a bar in there. It's really just on the inside of that.
Okay. So let me get rid of that. Okay. So that's pretty cool. You'll be anchored on to kind of like where REA is. And that always brings a lot of people into your booth, if you're anchored next to someone or some large company. So everyone will know where to find you. Your booth 2106. I guess the next big thing, Jim, is show us some tickets. I know last year you were on my show on Instagram, and it was kind of cool because you went ahead and made a couple of sales before you even got to Cleveland. So maybe we can help out with you doing that this year again too. So what do you got? Let's see it. I have you on Zoom, so let's go.
So I have a whole bunch of stuff. So so last year I sold the Mattingly debut that before it was even gone. So we have a Mattingly first at bat. Not as good as a debut, but I think
put it a little closer, fans. Jim. Put it a little closer. Yeah, there you go. First at bat. Because Mattingly debuted in the field.
Yes.
I believe he was.
And it was late in the game. It was late in the game.
He didn't get an at bat. Okay.
So
cool.
I told you online I have the catch ticket, and you asked which catch ticket. And I said, well, I have OBJ's catch ticket.
The Odell catch, yeah.
And we got
Montana to Clark.
And then we've got, this one's new in a slab this year, and this is the Willie Mays catch ticket.
So you got all the catches.
And I'm going to put them together in a case because I just think it's fun. So
I like that.
We got some golf this year. You might recognize the Tiger Woods.
That's a Tiger.
Ticket.
Yeah, that's a great ticket. Look at you with the diversity.
We've got some. We've got both the first game here for Kobe, but not the debut, but the first home game.
Right.
And we got the last in a PSA 10.
Ooh.
So I'd like to sell that. That's a good ticket. We've got a couple of Giannis tickets, debuts.
Yeah, maybe you'll.
7.
When is he signing, Jim? Do you know which day he's there? Is he
I
there
don't know.
Saturday?
I don't know. Good question. You could crack it and send it in, but it's expensive. I mean, I was a little surprised how much he was.
But you know, someone told me that he's signing, and I think they announced it, his full name. So he doesn't normally sign that at signing. So this is, you're paying a premium, but you're supposedly getting a better autograph. So that's a game changer.
I like that.
Yeah.
A few Raw tickets. We got WrestleMania 1.
Oof. Jim, don't show that. I don't want anyone to buy that. That's reserved for you know who.
This one's a little rough, but this is an Undertaker first WWF Championship title ticket.
Wow.
But this one is The Rock's first championship ticket.
Oh my gosh.
And I haven't told you about that one yet, so that was a little bit of a surprise.
You're surprising me. You're holding back, man.
Got a couple Jordan 63-point playoff tickets. We got 2 of them.
Oh, those are huge. Those are
And
big.
we've got a few. I got a whole bunch of Celtics tickets. This is just an example. This is the Larry Bird steals the ball ticket, and I'm a Piston fan, so this one kills me. So I will, and make sure this goes to somebody today, or not today, at the show.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of vintage, new. This is a Yankees Polo Grounds ticket.
Very cool.
I haven't dated it yet. This one may or may not be for sale. I'd like to date it before I get rid of it. I've got a whole bunch of concert tickets. I'm going to bring 100 or so vintage 70s concert tickets. This happens to be Bruce's first headline at MSG show,
Very cool.
which they say is one of his better shows. This one I think is just a crazy good ticket, and it's really difficult to price. But if you like it, we'll work something out. This is Jordan and Ewing playing in the Capital Classic before he went to UNC.
Great.
I've been trying to find out if there's an earlier Jordan ticket than this, and I have to talk to Jordan Tickets to see if that's the case. I don't know of one, but there may be a high school ticket out there, but that's what it would have to be. This actually is the 2 years before it. So this is 79. This is with Ralph Sampson, Isaiah Thomas, Dominique Wilkins, and James Worthy. They think is the best high school game that ever got put together. I haven't slabbed this one, but it's a cool ticket.
Wow.
I'll wrap with just 2. This is the first Tampa Bay Bucks ticket, 1976. I don't know why there's not many out there. I can't comp it. It's really a difficult ticket, and it's actually one out in the Pop Report, but it was a debut ticket list. It's not actually listed as what it is. But this one is good eye appeal. This is a 1947 Boston Braves ticket, valid for Jackie's rookie season, and labeled that way. Anything 47 to me is just super cool. Well,
Jim, you were bringing some major heat.
That's the Emmett Smith debut, which I wouldn't mind cracking. There's only 2 out there. It's the highest graded, and getting him to sign it. Why this is rare, why there is not many in the Pop Report for a 1990 ticket, I don't know. But this one's a difficult one to find.
Jim, what's the pop on that one?
2. And 1 signed. So could go to 3. I gotta think there's gonna be more that'll surface, but I mean 1990 wasn't the best year for the Cowboys. Right. I wouldn't have kept the tickets either as a Cowboys fan.
I mean, let me tell you something, Jim. You just showed us about 15 tickets. They are all bangers. Yeah. And that's like, I don't know, 25th of what you're going to have there. I mean, a hundredth of what you're going to have there.
Yeah, I think I'll have about 500 or 600 raw tickets, all price points, $20 to 100. I've got a ton that I should get graded, Ken Griffey Jr. 300, and that are raw that I'll grade after the show if I don't sell them. And then I've tried to pull back a lot of the stuff that has been at the show a couple of years that isn't going to sell, and that's going to go to eBay, and I'll get rid of it that way. So it'll be fresh. It won't be completely fresh. I'll have the passes. I'll have the media passes that I had before that I think are just super cool. Shirley Povich. I've got all the Shirley Povich collection as well. And I sell 2 or 3 of those a show. There, I just think it's iconic. I think he's just such a good author, and those do sell. I'll have all that stuff with me as well.
Yeah. So one of the things for everyone who's watching, you're going to go to the National, and you're going to see a lot of great stuff. One of the things that I tell everyone is, a lot of dealers at the National, they raise their prices. They're trying to build some of that expense into what they're selling. And I've just never found that ever to be the case with Jim. Jim's always very fair. He's very reasonable. I've traded some with Jim. I've done some hybrid deals with Jim where we've traded some stuff and I've given you cash on some part of it. And then we've done cash deals. And, you're personable, you're easygoing. I think if you're fair, if someone's fair with you in an offer, you're going to be fair right back to them. So, I've always been a big believer in that. And that's why, I always patronize Jim's booth no matter what. I mean, every single time that I've been to a National and you've been set up, Jim, we've done a pretty good amount of business.
Every time. So, here's the deal. If you're coming to my booth to flip things, you're probably not going to, you have to hold it for a while. It's not the booth to go. There's plenty of places that you might be able to buy in bulk. If you're coming to my booth because you have a PC and that's what you do, you'll go home with it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I think part of my goal is to put things in the right hands. And I can tell the difference for sure, and we'll figure it out. So,
yeah, I still remember a bunch of our deals, Jim. I have stuff that you put into my collection that will never leave my collection. And a few of the tickets, like, the Jordan over Elo, I remember walking up to your table and I was not looking for a Jordan over Elo. I was not looking for that ticket. You were like, I'm like, so what do you got that, kind of is hidden in there that I haven't seen? And you're like, oh, I've just got these Jordans over Elo. And I'm like, oh my God. And not only was I able to come up, with a way to get one from you, but so was Rob Pagan. And
that was a good deal for both of us, right? It was a cash plus trade, which I don't mind doing, but it was a trade of things that I could put out. And I think I sold through your trade items, so it made me better whole. I think last year we did the same thing. I don't think I sold through the trade items, but there were signed Carlton Fisk or I think Mookie Between the Legs, which I had this year, which I'm happy to keep, right? Because those aren't going anywhere. So if you have a trade, something like that, that's an iconic thing, I really don't mind kind of putting it together. I do like the cash plus trade.
Yeah. It's a nice little balance. So booth 2106, Pubs and Stubs, Jim Marky. He'll be in and out of the kind of REA location there, where they're going to have a big setup. Jim will have the 2 boots. You'll probably see him drinking some Modelo's, just like you saw him doing here. He'll have a wide variety of stuff. And I got to tell anyone that watches this, like I said, you're going to go and you're going to see a lot of stuff at the National. You're going to see a handful of dealers that have a bunch of tickets, and Jim's definitely going to be one of the tip top guys there. So make it a point to stop by Jim's booth, say hello, kind of tell him that you saw him on Stub Luv Live, and
You tell me you're a friend of Howard's, I'll take care of you. And if you come over, you come over at happy hour. I was thinking maybe we should do a Boogers happy hour one of the nights.
Right at your booth, right at your booth.
Right at the booth. Why not? And hey, come behind the table. I don't care.
Yeah,
4 to 5:30. Let's do it. You come over at happy hour, you tend to get a better deal.
I mean, I remember in Cleveland last year, there was a bunch of times I walked by and like half the Boogers gang was at your booth, at your area. So just a lot of fun, good times. So Jim has been on, we're kind of going on. I try to keep these to about 30 minutes. I think Jim's got great stuff. You'll see him at booth 2106 in Chicago. Again, we're about a week away. I'm getting really excited. I'm pumped. I know that when I get on the flight to come home, I'm going to be super pumped to come home, but I'm really, really, mega excited about showing up in Chicago in about a week. Hopefully we'll be able to get some business done together, Jim. I hope that you'll come to the meetup on Friday at Revolution Brewery in downtown Chicago. Everyone, if anyone needs any information, please reach out to me. I'm on Boogers. I'm on Instagram. You can text me. You can call me. You can call Sean Doherty. He's also a big player. We're going to try to get some food for everybody there. There's good drinks. I think we're going to have a great time this year in Chicago. So with that being said, thank you, Jim, for being on episode 63 of Stub Luv Live with Jim Marky. We're out of here. Thanks so much, Jim.
Thanks, guys. See you there.
Bye-bye.